everybody? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? So excited for tonight's show. I missed you guys. Missed you guys over the weekend. I know a ton of you have checked out the interview with Tyreek Hill. Shout out to Cheetah for stopping by the set, spending some time with us. It was fire. Interview was fire. Powerful moments in there. Reek even got emotional when speaking to and about his grandmother. He showed his optimism for the Dolphins, and the Dolphins responded in a way that makes you excited to talk about because they dominated this past weekend. We'll talk about that for sure. I want to allow you guys a few moments to jump into the chat. Let me know that you are here. Let me know how we doing this evening. Monday Night Football pregame show. We are here on the set with your host, T. Stead. Ton of games to talk about. Ton of games. A few teams starting to establish themselves as one of those that we will see in January and maybe even in February. We saw some, like I said, my Dolphins responded in a way where they put a whooping on the Atlanta Falcons. That's just a great day for me. I hate the Falcons because I was a Saint for a decade. So that Saints rivalry is real. Saints-Falcons rivalry is real. I'm also a Dolphin. So seeing the Miami Dolphins whoop the Falcons, I was like, perfect. It's a great Sunday. It was a great Sunday on that end. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk about these teams that have asserted themselves as being the elites. They're starting to separate themselves. We have just now got to the midpoint of the season. And through half of the season, the Indianapolis Colts are for real, people. They are the real thing. They are built in a way that they can win everywhere, any weather, any time of year. They are for real. Are the Colts the best team in the league? Sitting here at 7-1, best record in the league. Are they the best team in the league? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? When they got Daniel Jones from the New York Giants, the Colts had their quarterback. Anthony Richardson was supposed to be the starting guy. He's supposed to be the guy. Daniel Jones wins the position during training camp, and he's now in the MVP race, ladies and gentlemen. It is without a doubt Daniel Jones is in that conversation for the most valuable player in the NFL. Yes, this is a real this is a real thing. Daniel Jones is playing that well. They're 7-1. He has 13 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, so he's taking care of the ball, moving very efficiently. He's had injuries on the offense at every receiver position. Every receiver has missed some amount of time. One mainstay that he does have outside of the offensive line who are playing extremely well. Man, I saw a touchdown by Jonathan Taylor and Quinn Nelson. He had a pull left, kick out the outside backer, took him to the sideline. Jonathan Taylor just didn't skip a beat all the way to the house. But Jonathan Taylor is also in that MVP race. Like, he's Offensive Player of the Year for sure. Like, we're talking about that. He's the front runner for Offensive Player of the Year. But why not? Why not a running back be MVP? Him and Daniel Jones are both fighting for that award. Jonathan Taylor had another 153 yards, 3 touchdowns. He has 12 touchdowns already, people. He has 12 touchdowns. It's a lot of teams in the league that don't have 12 rushing touchdowns. A lot of full teams. He has 12 touchdowns already. One of the knocks on the Colts so far is that their schedule has been light. Their division isn't tough, isn't that difficult. So that's one of the knocks. And my response to that always been, you play who's on the schedule. There's no such thing as a tough schedule, easy schedule in the NFL. You play who's next. That's it. You can win any game, you can lose any game. It's the league. But you play who's on the schedule and you don't apologize for it. You get somebody that you're supposed to beat, do exactly what the Colts have been doing. And they are rolling. Do I feel the Colts are the number one team in the league? They're not my top. I'm going to transition to the team that I think is the best team in the NFL right now, and that's the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos, they are, and the reason why I put them over the Colts is one thing. Their pass rush. The Colts just doesn't have enough guys that are just really take over the game from a pass rush standpoint to where you can just rush 4, cover with 7, which you will have to do when it gets late in the year and you play some of the best teams that got great receiver duos and tight ends and all. You got to cover with 7. The Broncos can line up 4 guys and go get after you. I just can't say the Colts can do the same thing. And that's really the one outlier to me between the two teams, why I would put the Broncos right now as the favorite. The Broncos just steamrolled the Dallas Cowboys 44-24. It was their defense was back to form. Dallas comes in with a high-powered, explosive offense. Dak is playing extremely well. He still played well, relatively well in this game, but a couple interceptions, a couple sacks. The Broncos doing what they do on that defense, and they are swarming. That defense is swarming. They get Drake Greenlaw back this week after he was suspended from an altercation with the referee following the Giants game. But Denver, and I spoke on this after the Giants comeback, that historic comeback they have, that is a game, a moment for that team, is an emotional breakthrough. Like when you win a game in that nature where it took everybody. And it took every last second on the clock to get that done. And they came back and scored all those points in the fourth quarter, and they got it done. That type of game has residual effects, like long-lasting residual effects to your confidence, to your morale, chemistry, trust in one another, like, because we've done it. We've proven that we've done it now. Another Sean Payton saying, another Sean Payton-ism, he would always say, confidence comes from demonstrated ability. So if you have already demonstrated that you can do something, you can confidently approach it and you can confidently say, yes, I can do this. If you've never done it before, it's a doubt. There's doubt because you've never done it. So he will always say confidence comes from demonstrated ability. So that confidence that the Broncos got and that emotional momentum, that emotional breakthrough that they had, that momentum is going to carry over. They are going to be so hard to beat on a weekly basis, just off that Giants win, the way that transpired. Bo Nix got going yesterday, 4 touchdowns. They ended up with 44 points. The Denver Broncos, to me, are the best team in the NFL right now today. I think so. I think they are the top team. The Colts are right there. The Eagles look strong. The Bills responded. We'll talk about those games too. But right now, my favorite, and also Detroit, but my favorite is the Denver Broncos. They are hitting on all cylinders. They're built from the O-line and D-line. That's just a winning formula. And I'm gonna talk to a guy who knows Sean Payton just as well as I do. He is the voice and the face of New Orleans media. So we will transition and talk about my Saints and the misfortunes that they had this past weekend going against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have Nick Underhill, ladies and gentlemen.
Bo in the playoffs, number one. Like in the playoffs, would they be your top pick? You think he's ready to win in the playoffs?
I don't see why not, bro. I don't see why not. The way that fourth quarter happened for them against the Giants. So you go 19-0 for 3 quarters, and You light it up 33 points in the fourth. You come back, you put up 44 points against the Cowboys. Like that it really works like that, bro. Like once you
Yeah.
see it happen, you start to believe in certain throws. You start to believe in certain runs because we just did it. Backs against the wall. We just did it. It really carries over. And I think from that moment, that's a pivotal moment for them. If they can stay healthy, there's no reason why the Broncos can't be the number one seed or can't be, you know what I mean, hosting games
Yeah.
in the playoffs. I do feel that strongly.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. He just got battle tested, showed it. Mahomes is still out there though, man. Like
He is. He is very much still out there, and he is very
he's
much
lurking,
still
man.
king.
Yeah.
He is. He's out there. He's still king. Like until somebody dethrones him in the AFC, he is that. He has that. He's sitting on the Iron Throne.
Like, yeah, you're
He
right though. Like
is.
Sean is like audacious enough to make like a young quarterback not even feel that like he could just make him believe it, man. Like Sean is that guy. Like, and he might be able to talk Bo into like just not even realizing he should be nervous if they get in that moment. So yeah, man, that like you said, I heard you saying it, the Sean quote, the Parcells quote, like demonstrated abilities where confidence comes
Yep.
from. Like, yeah, I mean they're I saw a throw yesterday. I didn't see their game, but like I caught a highlight and like I seen a throw he made, and it was like he had a couple. He had an oh my god throw yesterday. So
Oh, he
I
had some
mean,
dots. He threw some
yeah,
dots for sure. Yeah, no, Bo Nix is, and the thing about it too, Nick. I don't want to get too far off track, but Bo Nix is a young quarterback. It's his second year, but he's 26. You know what I
yep.
mean? He's older. He was in college for forever. He was in, yeah, he's, you know what I mean? So he's not the 21-year-old quarterback that got to go 4 or 5 years before. He's a grown man. He's old enough to vote and all those other things. Like he's grown for sure. Um, let's get into this. Let's get into the Saints. Let's get into the New Orleans Saints. We saw a quarterback change yesterday.
Yeah.
Surprised me. I know it wasn't going well for Spencer Rattler and the Saints offense, but the quarterback change surprised me a lot. What did you see?
I'm going to tell you why it surprised me. Maybe not so much so that they want to get a look at him or whatever. Like that felt like it was always coming at some point. If the wins aren't there, like at some point you're going to look at the guy you drafted 40th. I was surprised that they did it like mid game. I thought it was going to be a thing where Kellen Moore was going to have this like grand plan. He was going to have the rollout all set up. He was going to let him go through a week of practice with the starter. Like, I did not think it was going to be a create a spark situation. I mean, like you're letting your kicker miss kicks every week and you're just riding with them for that. So like,
Mm,
there's things you're signaling to me that are saying, hey, look, like wins aren't the most important thing in the world here. Like we're about development. We're willing to ride it out. We're going to try to do things the right way. And that felt like that just shocked me. Like I was shocked that
yeah,
he decided to do it midway through the third quarter because it doesn't feel like you're putting Chuck in the best situation to succeed. And I actually thought he kind of handled it well, but I was just very, very surprised by that. I feel like he's wanted like I just kind of pictured him as like a thinker and a plotter. And I'm not saying he isn't those things, but I feel like he's the type of guy that looks around and he's like, oh, like all these people are, and he talks about it all the time about how like Daniel Jones is rebounded and Jonnu Smith and, you know, how people do stupid things with quarterbacks. I was just surprised to see it kind of happen like that.
yeah.
And, you know, I think he knows what he's doing. It creates a little bit of disarray. And then like he's up there today and it's like, well, we're going to talk about it. And man, I don't know if you can put the genie back in the bottle now, like going back to Spencer. I mean, I guess you can, but it would just feel very undeliberate at that point. And I was just surprised to see him kind of make it felt a little bit like a panic move to me, man. Like, and,
Yeah.
that isn't the worst Spencer's played either. Like he had a couple turnovers, like obviously 6 turnovers in 6 quarters. Like it's not going well, but again, I was just shocked. I was shocked to see him pull the hook in that situation.
I was too, man. I was really shocked to see that. That can have some lasting effects. That can
Yeah.
create some disconnection there. I'm sure Spencer is a pro. He's a pro's pro. He seems that way. Seems that he carries himself that way. And I know he won't be creating any friction or anything like that. But just having that mid-game move for, like you said, Spencer's not. He wasn't playing well, but he wasn't the biggest reason that they wasn't winning either. I don't think they was kind of setting out to beat the Bucks. that that convincingly. But to see that move and the way Tyler Shuck played, I did like how he came in and was letting go. He let it rip.
Yeah, he
He
did.
let it rip for sure. But seeing the two quarterbacks is not much difference between the two. So to make that move mid game was very, very surprising to me. Who do you think starts this upcoming game?
I don't know. I was just asking everybody that I could, and like they're all saying they honestly haven't made a decision. The players don't know yet. I feel like if you did this, you're going to Shuck at this point. But I want to hit before we get too far into that. I want to hit on a point you just made because like I think it's important too, just for his story. Like Rattler ends up getting drafted in the 5th round. Like everybody's pointing to this like Netflix show he did when he was in high school, how he handled the Caleb Williams benching, and there were like all these character concerns and everything. And I haven't seen that. Like I've seen a guy that feels like he's doing things the right way. And in that moment, like after it happens, man, we've seen people have bad plays. I mean, you're in the
Yep.
locker room. You know how some guys do. Like a guy will have a bad play, or they'll get benched, or they'll fumble, whatever. And the locker room opens. We go in. The media goes in. 10 minutes after, the you guys go in there, and that player will be gone. Or hey, I'm not talking today. Spencer went to like the podium and answered every question, goes through it, kind of owns the situation.
Wow.
And then like it's over. I run him down in the hallway. I'm like, hey, like, why did you do that? And he's like, look, you can't hang your head. Like, can't let people see you too low. Like, I still got to be a leader. All that stuff. Like, so I think he's grown. Like, I think he's grown since whatever everybody painted him with college, high school. Like, he's a different type of guy. So I don't think he's going to be a disruptive force as a backup. That was something I was actually kind of wondering about when they drafted him, because it's like, hey, we know what happened with Caleb Williams in college, and that didn't go well. And like, they're doing it to him again. Like, is this like how's he going to stand? And like, man, he's been solid the whole way and was solid yesterday. Like, I was impressed by that. But I think they go with Shuck at this point. And I think we've seen it. Like, he's a more aggressive quarterback. He's going to go down the field. He's going to try to, these 3rd and 8s, like they aren't hitting them all season long. Like, he's going to be someone that attacks a little bit more. Like, I think he blows a little bit more air in the balloon. But like, I also think when you put more air in the balloon, like there's more possibility for it to pop. Like, I think his floor is way lower than Spencer's, but I think his potential ceiling could be higher if he achieves it. But, it looked like things were kind of happening fast for him yesterday. Like, there was some of the stuff in the pocket. It was a little like I think the thing that's going to hurt him too, man, and I hate to make this comp because like you played with him, but like I felt like Andrews Pete used to catch heat because like he would make a mistake and it'd be a loud mistake. Like when he gave up a pressure, like he would lose loud and you would see it. And it's like the guy next to him is giving up the same amount of pressure and like it has the same impact on the game, but like this one looks worse, so like the fans fixate on it because it's easy to see. I feel like Tyler Shuck's mistakes are going to be like loud, and like some of the stuff he did in college, I don't want to call it goofy, but like there were a couple goofy plays, man, like where it's just kind of like just complete panic, and like it's still just a pick, but the way the pick happens, like it's a viral moment. Like I feel like he's going to have some of that to him. And he was close. He danced with a couple yesterday. There was a one where he kind of got caught in the pocket, spun out of it, and like kind of like hurries like the panic sidearm throw out. Like there's a world where that just kind of happens, and you don't see the linebacker sitting in the flat and he's jumping it and he's taking it back for a pick six, and like it's gonna look horrible. Like I think that's the stuff that he's gonna kind of have, but I think the possibility goes a little bit higher with him too.
I feel you. I that's fair too. That's a fair assessment of Shuck and his play style. It's kind of boom or bust. That's tough in the league. Man, because these defenders can close windows so fast, and I'm excited to see what direction they go. I don't know. What I did note yesterday was the Saints threw the ball over it like 60 times. I think they had 9 rushing attempts or something like that. They threw the ball a ton, so it felt more like a quarterback audition for real. Like not audition, but like let's see from the quarterback. Because man, I'm watching the film and those guys pass pro, snap after snap after snap. It was tough. It was tough, but I think that they got those reps in for Spencer to get his opportunities and then Shuck to get his opportunities too. And he came in and moved the ball, but we'll see, man. With a week of game plan, don't know who the quarterback will be this week, but with a week of game planning, that's the only way to truly assess what they have for sure.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. Like if it was like a quarterback audition, because it almost felt like a preseason game the way it played out with the reps, and it's like six running back six running back carries the whole game. Like AK had
6.
AK had 12 yards on his first three carries, and like those were early in the game. And then he went 20. They went 27 snaps before they gave him the ball back, and it was like 7-0 at halftime. It wasn't even like a blowout the whole game. It was just it was kind of wild to
That's
me to see
interesting.
it.
That's
Yeah,
interesting. I'm not sure where did that come from?
they do like a lot of RPOs, and like he said, like some of those turn into passes. Like, all right,
Mhm.
cool, but like, damn, man, like six is crazy. Like, especially
Crazy.
against like that front, they're teeing off on them at a certain point. It's just like, damn, you could have took a little pressure off, like running the ball a little bit. Like it was, I don't know. I'm not someone that gets into like, kind of shooting the game planning or like play calling or anything, but like six is six is wild, man. Like with
Yeah.
young
No, it's
quarterbacks
very,
and
very, very rare you see that big of a difference, big of a gap between run and pass, and
and it
especially
was
when it's not a
working.
blowout.
And it was
Yeah,
working. For like you're averaging 4 yards a carry, and you're just like, nah, we ain't gonna run no more. Like
that's interesting, man. I wonder. I would like to hear more from Kellen at some point this week.
they
What
don't
was
give
the
screens. They just don't like using AK, man. Like it's just I don't know. Like I still see it. Like he still looks like AK to me, but
yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. Like yeah, Devin Neal was out there. They only use him in pass pro. Like you got to give him a couple carries so you aren't like tipping. I don't know. It was just a little bit weird yesterday. It was a little bit off.
Oh man. All right. Look, we're gonna see how they shake back on the next one, bro. Nick, I appreciate you always, man. Thanks for joining the set.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Shout out my guy Nick Underhill, NOF, New Orleans football, all things New Orleans Saints media. Nick Underhill is the guy alongside Mike Triplett. Shout out Mike. Let's get back to where I was as far as top teams. And I asked you guys, is the Colts the best team in the NFL? I feel like if I had to choose today, I'll take the Broncos. I feel really strong, and I know it's a dark horse, but I'll take the Broncos. And as we move on to the next team that I want to talk about today, they are very much so in that conversation. They are the defending Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles look to be back. Offensively, they look to be back. We saw Saquon Barkley finally break free. I say finally because I've had him on my fantasy team all year, and it hasn't been what I expected. But Saquon had a big day yesterday. He had a 65-yard touchdown to start the game off. He did leave with a groin injury. Not sure the severity. Haven't heard any more news on that yet. Hopefully Saquon is not bad. He's able to be back in a week or two. But Jalen Hurts was super efficient yet again. 4 touchdown performance. Devontae Smith with A.J. Brown out of the lineup. Devontae Smith is a number one. He is a number one receiver. He can do everything. He's a one play home run at any moment of the game. But the Eagles they're rolling, man. Tank Bigsby, he comes in after Saquon Barkley his injury. He finishes with 104 yards on just 9 carries. So that shout out to the O-line, just creating lanes and creating holes for those runners. But the Eagles are still one of those favorites. Defending Super Bowl champs. They are proven. As I said about confidence, confidence comes from demonstrated ability. They have demonstrated that they know how to win a Super Bowl. They just did it a few months ago. So if any team can hang their head on confidence, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. They have proven that they can do that, and that's to win a championship. That's the goal. That's the only goal. It's the only reason you step out there to play the game. Is for that reason. So the two teams that I just talked about, the Colts, the Broncos, they are in the AFC. Is the Eagles the best team in the NFC? How do you guys see it? Do you guys see the Eagles as the best team in the NFC? I know the Lions are there. I really, really like the Seahawks. Love the Seahawks. Love the Seahawks. They are fire to me. Fire. Same built with that O-line, D-line. They got a lot of weapons. Jackson Smith, JSN. I'm not going to attempt the last name right now. JSN is leading the league in receiving yards and touchdowns, and he's played a game less than a lot of the guys right behind him. So, man, he is dominating the league already in his young career. And this next team, Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills responded in a way that, hey, a 40-9 BTA session on the Carolina Panthers. And the Panthers have been rolling. They were on a win streak. They were looking like a formidable opponent week after week. They pulled together some really nice, strung together some really nice wins. But Buffalo said, nah, hey, enough is enough. They got back to their winning ways. James Cook was dominant. 216 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was dominant, and the Buffalo Bills were dominant. 40-9. Andy Dalton with Bryce Young out of the lineup, he wasn't able to generate much of anything. And from start to finish, it was really a BTA session. We really got to start giving James Cook more like top RB love. And I know he gets recognized as one of the best running backs in the league, but when we start having those conversations, his name doesn't come up. Or at least around the circles and the people that I'm talking about, or ESPN or NFL Network, Good Morning Football. I don't hear James Cook name come up much when you talk Saquon, Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, Bijan Robinson. You don't hear James Cook as much. Even Devon Achane. Vaughn he's like that. Dog. But I think him and James Cook are like the most overlooked. Devon Achane and James Cook, I think they, to me, are like the most overlooked running backs when it comes to like national recognition. Their teams know their value, and the teams that they're going against know how dangerous they are. But I just don't feel like they get the notoriety that some of the other running backs get. I don't know. That might just be me, but I strongly feel that way. James Cook is like that. Buffalo Bills get back in the win column, trying to keep pace with the New England Patriots. Crazy. New England Patriots are they back for real, bro? I hate to see it. Oh, man, I hate to see it. Patriots, Bills, Falcons, even the Bucs. I don't have much beef with the Bucs, but I don't like them either. But those 4 teams, I hate to see the Patriots winning. They got a quarterback. It's going. I don't like it. But they're playing really well. I'm a big fan of Mike Vrabel. So even though I don't like the Patriots, I'm a huge fan of Mike Vrabel. I think that he does a phenomenal job as a coach. He has a culture. He has an expectation, a standard that he upholds. Big fan of Mike Vrabel. The Patriots are playing well. Drake May looks to be the real deal. Super explosive with his legs. He has weapons. Stephon Diggs look back and healthy, and the defense is playing well. Yeah, the Patriots are. Yeah, gotta give credit, man. We'll see how far that goes. I can see them being a wild card team, but we'll see. We'll see how far that goes. Before I get to Monday Night Football and talk about my Miami Dolphins and their dominant performance, I want to get into detail on that. From what I saw and how the Dolphins were able to BTA on the Atlanta Falcons. It's belt to ass if for those who don't live in the world of acronyms. BTA, belt to ass. So before we get to that, I do want to mention the Jonnu Smith joining the set. His interview will drop at really right now in like the next 5 minutes. We're gonna drop Jonnu Smith. Actually, I'll say it. It's my channel. I'm gonna drop Jonnu Smith interview at 7:40 Eastern time. So less than 10 minutes from now. I'll be out the way. I'm gonna close up before we get to 7:40. Jonnu Smith joins the set. It'll be our own separate video following the live interview. We talked about, man, so much. His story is powerful. Seriously, powerful. Everything that he's doing in the community, how much he values family, the way that he got to the NFL. His brother has been incarcerated for the last 15 years following a murder case that well, not I don't I'm not exactly sure if it was a murder case, but it was a situation where someone lost their life, and his brother took the fall for it. Has been incarcerated for 15 years. Jonnu Smith gives the full story and updates. Very recent news that talks about his brother case, that talks about everything in its totality. So beyond football, we talk football, we talk Steelers and what they have going on. But if you guys are a fan of Jonnu Smith and you really want to get a chance to get his insight on what makes him go, his motivations, and why he is who he is, and what he's become in the NFL, please get over to that Jonnu Smith interview. It'll be dropping at 7:40 p.m. Eastern time today. So in less than 10 minutes. So I'm going to talk about the Dolphins. I'll give my prediction for Monday Night Football, and then I want all you guys to rush over and catch Jonnu Smith. His own separate video, separate interview will be dropping in 8 minutes. All right, let's talk about the Miami Dolphins. Fans up, baby. Fans up, baby. Look, I don't care about the record. I don't care. We get a win. You get a win NFL Sunday, you celebrate. Plain and simple. Victory Monday, baby. Yeah, Victory Monday, baby. Yes, sir. Dolphins dominated. The Miami Dolphins dominated 34-10 against the Atlanta Falcons. BTA session in a very classic way. Tua, Uno, Oos was sharp. He was sharp, accurate. He completed 76.9% of his passes, over 200 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 138 QB rating. He was, come on, Uno. Damn, let's go, man. Again, let's go. It frustrates me when we see the guys show up and play how we expect them to play on a weekly basis. And when you see it, you're like, yes, this. Now do that shit again consistently, man. Every time. Let's go. But it has to start somewhere. And what I saw from the Dolphins, I spoke on it last week. I wasn't seeing that energy. I wasn't seeing the Miami vibes, the team chemistry. I wasn't seeing the trust of each other, trusting your teammate to be where he's supposed to be, to do his job to the best of his ability. I wasn't seeing that on film when they played the Cleveland Browns, and they were dominated by the Browns. I don't know what meeting they had or what induced the energy shift, but it was an energy shift. It was an energy shift. I did see some plays. Jordan Brooks played his ass off. Jordan Brooks played like a man possessed. He was a huge reason why the Dolphins were able to get going the way they were defensively, getting the ball back to the offense. Jordan Brooks played his ass off. Shout out to you, JB. I appreciate you with the way that you go about your business. Bradley Chubb started the game off with energy. He set the tone for the defense. First snap, first rushing attempt, Bradley Chubb stones the edge, set the edge, makes a play, and he goes and celebrate, but he doesn't celebrate like to the camera or like towards the end zone. He goes towards his team and like brings them the energy. Like, this is the type of time we on today. That is the difference. I haven't seen much of that this year. Bradley Chubb set the tone, first play of the game, that this is the way we gonna play defense today. And they did it, man. And don't get it confused. Atlanta Falcons are a formidable opponent. We have seen them. They have had up and downs, but we have seen them perform at a high level, and especially in the run game. Consistently dominant in the run game. But John Robinson is one of the best players in the league. So I don't want to hear no Falcons didn't play well. I don't want to hear none of that. That was a test that the Dolphins stood up and answered. And it was greatly appreciated the way that they went out and performed. Shout out JB, shout out Chubb, and many others. Many others. The Rook, Dante Trader, he had a hell of a game. Played his butt off, flying around, breaking up passes, coming downhill in the run game. It was a collective effort that it takes that every single time. Every single you cannot for 1 second not have that type of energy or of cohesiveness, like playing together. That was the difference to me. The energy was different, setting the tone from the beginning, like the leadership that you just felt, not heard, you felt it. I loved it. It was great. Let's see if we can keep it rolling. Let's see if we can keep it rolling, Miami Dolphins. No matter the score, no matter the record, no matter the city we playing in, don't matter. Let's bring that energy, a style and a brand of football that's recognizable. I recognize that Sunday. And the way that you guys handle business, I appreciate that. I really do. Shout out to the Dolphins on a big win. Hey, listen, I know it's second win of the year. You can say whatever you want to say. I don't care. I'm happy about it. Celebrate every win you get. Celebrate every win. Victory Monday, baby. You heard? All right, before I get out of here, and I want you guys to sprint over to the Jonnu Smith interview. We're dropping it in 3 minutes. Really quick on Monday Night Football. We got Kansas City Chiefs versus the Washington Commanders. The Commanders will be without Jaden Daniels. The Chiefs will be with everybody. And they with the smoke. And they are back. And it might get ugly tonight. Plain and simple. It might get ugly tonight. The Commanders have been dealing with injuries. A lot of their receiving corps is back. The Chiefs are clicking. They're clicking in a way that we have seen them in recent years. They're clicking in a way that we have seen them on their championship run in the dynasty they have built. They have weapons back. Rashee Rice, he's back. Xavier Worthy. Patrick Mahomes is still wearing the crown, holding it down in the AFC. They have yet to be dethroned. We'll see in January and February, but for now, it's still Mahomes' league. Sorry, people. That's just a fact. So I have the Kansas City Chiefs handling business tonight. Pretty substantially. I think they'll separate themselves against the Commanders tonight. Commanders have been struggling all year, and then without Jaden Daniels and his playmaking ability, it's tough. It's going to be a tough one, but I got the Chiefs in a bit of a landslide victory. Not like they did the Raiders. They're not going to do that, but I do think it'll be a convincing win. As promised, people, I'm cutting my live just a little bit short so I can remind you all to get over to Jonnu Smith's episode on the set. Very, very impactful conversation, man. I hope you gain something from it. I hope that it impacts your life positively, that you're motivated to help others, because his family, and his foundation are helping so many others and are impacting lives across the country. It was amazing to be able to have that conversation with him. Jonnu was my first interview on the set. So for him to come back and join the show again was incredible. That's my dog. Definitely appreciate him. But go hear his story. Like, seriously, that conversation is going to take you through a roller coaster of emotions. I promise. Go head over. About to drop his interview right now. I appreciate you guys. Thanks. Shout out to my subscribers. Love you guys. We're steady growing. The Tyreek Hill interview was great, and it's still continuing to grow and circulate. Shout out to all the members. I'm working on some really cool things for you guys, some exclusive. And the Jonnu was almost one of those, but I wanted to give it to all the subscribers. I didn't want to hold this because the message was just so strong, so powerful and impactful. I wanted everyone to be able to enjoy that. But members, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for those that have been repping the set from day one and those that just joined today. Thank you. I'm going to get out your way. Get over to the Jonnu Smith interview, guys, right here on my channel, on the set. Thank you so much. Love. I'm out.